in the heart of the South, where the engines roar, where the fields stretch wide and the crowds adore. There's a league where speed meets fun. It's a mix of NASCAR and Formula One. We're burning rubber, tearing up the track. In our hybrid league, ain't no looking back. With horsepower galore and curves so fine, we're racing fast, going across that finish line. We got personalized machines, racing together, living the dream. From Daytona to Monaco, we'll race them all with engines screaming, we'll never fall. We're burning rubber, tearing up the track. In our hybrid league, ain't no looking back. With horsepower galore and curves so fine, we're racing fast, going across that finish line. Race to the rhythm, to the country sound. Buckle up, pedal down, let the engines pound. In the land of Jackocar, the spirit's true, we're all family here, no matter what we do. We're burning rubber, tearing up the track. In our hybrid league, ain't no looking back. With horsepower galore and curves so fine, we're racing fast, going across that finish line. So if you love speed and the thrill of the chase, Jackocar, there's no better place. We all agree, fuck ways. What have we done? What are we doing to everyone? We've let these shit drivers into friends, crashes and glory all in one dance. It's the Kia series at the Speedway. Who knows how it will go? Get ready for the race of a lifetime. Tears, chaos as 3 cars reach the line. It's hard to see how this ends when all the cars attack the bends. Time is up, lights are out. This is a mistake, no doubt. It's the Kia series at the Speedway. Who knows how it will go? Get ready for the race of a lifetime. Tears, chaos as 3 cars reach the line. What have we done? 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 Fucking Tuesday, I always wish it would never come. It means it is time to boot up the PC and Formula One. Waiting for the clowns and the wrecking crew. Ruins our day, no matter what they do. 20 cars take to the track. No one knows how many will end. With your real alongside, we can't but pretend. Kia series, a waste of precious time.
heart of the South, where the engines roar, where the fields stretch wide and the crowds adore. There's a league where speed meets fun. It's a hybrid blend of NASCAR and Formula One. We're burning rubber, tearing up the track in a hybrid league, ain't no looking back. The horsepower galore and curves so fine, we're racing fast on across that finish line. We got personalized machines, racing together, living a dream. From Daytona to Monaco, race 'em all, with engines screaming, we'll never fall. We're burning rubber, tearing up the track in a hybrid league, ain't no looking back. With horsepower galore and curves so fine, we're racing fast on across that finish line. So if you love speed and the thrill of the chase, come join our league, there's no better place. We all agree, fuck ways. We're burning rubber, tearing up the track in a hybrid league, ain't no looking back. With horsepower galore and curves so fine, we're racing fast on across that finish line. So if you love speed and the thrill of the chase,
feel the roar, the engines begin to ignite. Adrenaline pumping as we race into the night. Burn rubber on the track, no time to hold back. In this motor race called Jackocar, we attack. Fast lane, full throttle, there's no time to be slow. Weaving through the chaos, where legends will grow. Crashes and collisions, danger in the air, but we'll push through the chaos, so we don't care. Kieran, the wild card, with no love in sight, but we'll leave him in the dust. We'll put up a fight in this hybrid race, where worlds collide. We'll show them what we're made of, with grit and with pride. Fast lane, full throttle, there's no time to be slow. Weaving through the chaos, where legends will grow. Crashes and collisions, danger in the air, but we'll push through the chaos, so we don't care. Yeah, we're not rail cars, with no love in sight, but we'll leave him in the dust. We'll put up a fight. There's a man named Harry, just as average as can be. Never does anything special, just lives life simply. But one day in Singapore, he found himself on pole, and in a Formula One race, story to unfold. Harry, oh Harry, the most average of man, found himself in the spotlight, but it didn't extend. On the verge of something great, but then it all slipped away. In the race of his life, he couldn't find his way. With the crowd's eyes upon him and the engines roar, Harry felt the pressure like never before. He took off from the start with a glimmer of hope, but his talent deserted him like a slippery slope. Like a so bright. But things still in my hand. It's a challenging fight. Double OKK. On the road to KK. On the road again. A hero in the making, though he faces pain. With every crash and every spin, we're all cheering for him to finally win. He's got the skills. Oh, he's got the speed. But luck hasn't been on his side indeed. Through the twists and the turns he pushes through, with a spirit so strong and a heart so true. Double OKK on the road again. A hero in the making, though he faces pain. With every crash and every spin, we're all cheering for him to finally win. The crowd holds their breath as he takes the lead. But then comes a moment, oh how we bleed. In a cloud of dust and the screeching sound, another crash echoes, but he won't stay down. His car may be battered, his dreams on the line, but Michael won't resign. He's back in the race, with fire in his eyes, determined to conquer under the open skies. So here's to Michael, the race so brave. In the face of adversity, he's still courageous to cross that finish line, takes victory.
Lassie had a need for speed, a racer born to fly. On the track he'd leave them all behind, reaching for the sky. But love's allure, it called his name, whispered softly in his ear. To Thailand shores he made his way, his destiny unclear. Lassie, yeah, Lassie, what have you done? Trading racetracks for a different kind of run. In the arms of a lady boy lost in melodies. Now he's racing with his heart, but he's forgetting victories. Once the darling of the circuit, now he's lost in reverie. His foot still on the pedal, but his mind's adrift at sea. The roar of engines fades away, replaced by a new beat, as he cruises down the avenues, chasing a different feat. They say love's a winding road with twists and turns to find, but Leslie took a detour, leaving his past behind. Now he sings his songs of love as he drives into the night, but the cheers of victory, they're nowhere in his sight. Leslie, yeah, Leslie, will you ever return to the racetracks where you belong, where your passion used to burn? Or will you keep on chasing dreams down Bangkok's crowded streets? A racer turned player with chat-up lines so sweet. In the world of speed, there's a girl named Jess, racing in Jackocar, she's at her best. With her hands on the wheel, fire in her eyes, she's chasing her dreams under the open skies. She loves more.
Donald Trump for Dutch Miller Kia, take one.
If you're not impressed with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, then China is beating you. It's ridiculous. I am the best. I only like the best. That's why I choose Kia, because I'm the best and Kia's the best. That's why we choose each other. We've got amazing deals on 2016 Sorrentos. But 2016, what is he shopping in the future?
Take 213.
You're fired. Buy a Kia. Kia is great. Okay?
I think we're all set there, Don.
Okay. Don't touch me again. We're gonna build a wall around all of the Kia dealerships. You wanna be on my team because I'm a winner, and when winners are winning, then other people will win when they're around the winners that are winning. Therefore, we will win. We will.
Get a 2016 Sorrento starting at just $259 a month, only at Dutch Miller Kia. Hello, good evening, and welcome back to Jackocar. My name is Gareth Hall, and joined here for the Belgian Grand Prix, the first of the next two races in the final knockout racing in the playoffs, is Yuri Hasselager, who will be driver comms this evening. Good evening, Yuri.
Good evening, Gareth. I am looking forward to this because I've been to this track just 3 days ago.
I saw, and you let us know, and I saw a kind of offensive post going up on your Instagram over the weekend
That
as
was
well.
only a reply to a certain dude in my Instagram DMs.
Well, it's just it was factually incorrect.
It was factually correct.
And we'll just say that with Yuri being driver comms this evening, he has employed a pro engineer, race engineer,
At
pit
least so
stop
I've been told.
strategist, and you'll see that Ked Travitz will be joining as Yuri's race engineer for the next hour and a half or so. So stay tuned for that, because we are going to see the man that loves driving around this circuit that's not as good as Brands Hatch, hopefully.
Oh, fuck off.
Hopefully enduring an absolute shit show.
You know what I just thought about? You could have made Brands Hatch the thumbnail for this video.
Oh, I should have done.
So what's my tyre strategy going to be?
Well, if you could do your quali lap on mediums, that'd be nice. So if you go harder...
Yeah, I will. Sounds like a great plan, Kat.
Yep. So, harder it is. We want to make sure that you're... Well, we don't want, if there's a late safety car, you to have any soft tyres available. But if you...
In all fairness, I will save a set of softs right now, so that's great.
That's true.
Qualifying on the mediums.
That is true, unless it starts raining. But you'll be able to tell me imminently. It is
Only if you want
overcast.
to know.
Actually, no. Yeah, keep it from me. I don't like to.
Well,
I don't like to spoil
I
things.
can tell you as much as I can look at from the information sheet I got here presented to me by EA/Cody's, which is accurate as fuck. That yeah, it's doing something.
Oh, excellent. We always like doing something. Talking about doing something, if anyone's in the chat and can hear, is watching along, can hear me, do let me know, because I've got the live chat up, but no one's in just yet. So if you can hear me, because I reset my audio, I took a photo of the fact that we're on screen, so I do know that it should work, because I actually I took a photo of it literally before I kick-started the stream. But well, as we roll through the rest of the lineup, there you go. You can see we're in Belgium tonight, the 14th of May. Before we go to Mexico for the final knockout race, that'll be coming up on the 21st. Before we head over to Monza for the Championship 5, end of May, the final race in Season 7 for Kia. And of course, if you're new to Jackocar, you won't be by now, although we did see that a lot of you did watch the Speedway race. A little bit of intrigue from outside of the league. Here is the format. You've got a mandatory 2-stop, one joker per season. I believe one tonight is Isaac Edelman, otherwise known as Kingen. You'll see him down in 15th on the leaderboard there. It's a one-lap qualification. You get an out lap, a fast lap, and an in lap. That's all you get. Over that, you have allotted qualifying slots. They have been announced on Twitter. You can go to @Jackocar2 to see all of that. The drivers are slightly amended, and I've amended it because we've got rid of some dead wood. And yeah, you can see it's gonna be Belgium tonight. 4.35 mile circuit, that's 7 kilometers, 22 laps, that's 50% distance. The last race, as I said, was the Championship 5 last season, won by Waste Kuba. We expect pole to be in the mid 42s. And it is 19 turns of various different climbing hills, banked corners, remodelled, apparently for the new game, added gravel. Should be good, won't be good, will disappoint everyone. But Lovely. Isaac can hear me, which is good to hear, and hopefully you can hear Yuri as well. Actually, no, to be fair, even if you can't, Yuri, even
Well,
better.
I checked, and sorry, but yes, he can hear me.
Oh, that's what a shame.
At least I could hear myself. Talking about checking, I also checked this commentary post, and I like what you've done to it. But I've got one question. You want to talk about that STD or?
No, it's quite raw at the moment, literally. So I'm not going to go into
Jacko
it.
didn't loop you up before he entered.
No, and it was a bit of a surprise. Let's just say this, and very sandy.
Did he at least say surprise? Because otherwise it's rape.
He gave me a cuddle afterwards, so I think that's probably his way out. But getting back to the lineup, you can see they're the playoffs for you. So the drivers have made it into playoffs. So once you go through the regular season, if you are new, of course you won't be. Most of you would have stuck with us for the season. If you get into the through the playoffs, through the regular season, you see that you have 8 drivers make it in. 4 will go to the Championship 5. We've had 2 knocked out last week. That was Michel Goris, managed to make it not into the first corner before he got knocked out. Harry Collier, unfortunately, getting knocked out at the end, crashing in that absolute clusterfuck caused by Liam. That's the reason, or one of the reasons, why he shall no longer be here. Unfortunately for Harry, that knocked him out. We've got Jake Warrior and Jacko under the bubble now, so they are racing for their seasons over the next 2 races. Just above them, Robin Border, Rageman, and Florian Mayer, who you will see on circuit is Funky up in P8. And of course, in the safe zone currently is Sullivan Lewis, not here this week, Risky enjoying himself over in the Canaries, I believe. And Dan Price,
Mallorca.
as Daniel P.
Spec Ibiza.
Yeah. He went over there on a TUI flight. It cost him about £17. But here we go. Right, let's see if this works. Absolutely, of course it doesn't. I literally checked this 2 seconds ago that that the action would work. It's frozen on the main screen. So if I cancel,
I just remembered something. Good for them. And then there was a hefty crash with. I'm not entirely sure who drove the Proton Porsche, but it was Earl Bamber in the Cadillac, which damaged a concrete block, a catch fence, and the guardrail on the left-hand side of the Camel Straight. So they had to fix that. They red flagged the race, but just prior to the red flag, the Yoda Porsche and the Penske Porsche managed to get a pit stop in. We didn't know that at the time, but Leroy was so happy how Ferrari was going to win the race, and he was taunting us the entire 2.5 hours that they led the race for. So we managed to get ourselves onto the main grandstand, and we had a good time there. Drank some beverages, watched some cars stand still in front of us, which was unfortunate. And then as the race restarted, we suddenly got the news that the race was going to restart with an hour 45 remaining, which was great for the fans because we just spent 2 hours watching stationary cars. And then we suddenly found out that Ferrari messed up their strategy yet again, and it was going to be a Porsche 1-2 as soon as they pitted, which drove Leroy great. Me and Rico enjoyed it, so I'm actually very happy that Callum Islet won.
it was very funny. They literally had to do like a 4-second fuel stop.
Yeah. No, because we were watching and they were like, why is he pitting and blah, blah, blah. And so we just looked to our right, saw a big red X at the pit entry sign. So the pit wasn't open and they were just doing a emergency fuel stop. So they already dropped to the back of the grid before they could actually service the car properly, which was great, by the way.
How much were the tickets for it?
60 for a weekend. 60 euros.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Did you?
We only went on Saturday.
I was going to say, did you camp or did you go both days?
No.
We're just having a full conversation here, guys.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Because
Michael,
it's
went
nothing's
second
happening in qualifying at the moment. As Michael goes second, Bazza goes fifth, Jess is on a lap, and Fozzie, that's Dustin Rolko, he's also on a lap. He's just going down through Stavelot now, up through on the old circuit. There's the old cobbled street, or cobbled road. It is actually just the other side of the barrier, one of the stats I always use as we go up around this circuit. So he climbs the hill once again, back up towards the bus stop chicane for Dustin, a driver that can get himself up towards the front, running this dreadful matte orange and chrome livery that he has been running for a few races. Where he goes, it's a 44.5. Luckily, none of them at the moment can touch Yuri on medium tyres.
That's pretty close, though. That's 200 covering the top 3 at the moment.
Right, let's see if there's anyone competent racing. So,
by the way, if I can just... I heard you make a comment about the bus stop chicane, and listen, Gareth, listen. I couldn't agree more.
It is, fundamentally, the old circuit was better than the new circuit.
Yes, I like the fact that this is a bit sharper now, so that it gives more overtaking opportunities, but it just kills the entire idea of the bus stop chicane and the run up towards turn 1.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, no, I liked the fact that it was, I don't know, you got a little bit more speed going onto the main straight, and it was on a curve as well. I don't know, I quite liked that old style.
Same.
But
I'm with you on that.
I grew up in the 90s, so that would be... It's much like how I think that the old Hockenheim layout is much better than the trashy new one they built. Where they ruined it by just taking out all of the good bit, which is getting the cars up as fast as possible, and then just adding 3 chicanes, and instead just made it one massive hairpin, and that was basically the entire layout of the circuit.
Yeah, quote, for safety, because straights couldn't be more allowed to be longer than X kilometers, I think, too.
Yeah, boring. So Jess managed to get ahead of you there. She's got on a 43.771, so that's 0.8 faster than Yuri. Michel now on the lap. He's gone deep into the first part of the bus stop, but manages to put it back for a second. So what can he do coming up to the line? It looks as it's tracking for pole. It is. It's a 42.946. In fact, let's get the lap data up there for you so you can see the laps coming in. Mr. Collier is on a lap as well. What's Harry got for us is another purple and black livery. I would have thought after last week's disappointment, he would have changed up the livery colours to maybe get... I always, when I've had a crash, change up my livery colours a little bit, leave the old one in pieces. But what can Harry do? Up to the line. Looks so it's tracking from 43. It's a 43.647. Puts him provisionally front row of the grid. However, of course, we've got the faster drivers now on their flyers, one of those being Robin Border, another driver in the playoffs. Rageman 32, of course, German driver making his way up through Blanchimont. And Robin, another driver that kind of, I thought, what on earth of a line was that, Robin? But yeah, I would have thought that would have been a little bit more consistent and up there winning races this season. But it's kind of just, he's kind of got to the playoffs out of just finishing random positions in random races rather than sort of leading towards the front. But P4 for Mr. Border in P4 with a 144.279, around about 0.3 of a second faster than Yuri, of course, on those medium tyres. Jake Warrior up next as he's making his way up the hill, as we're going to catch everyone pretty much running through the same corner, so you're not going to get too much unless I go on board with someone for an entire lap, which I might do later on with the likes of who have we got? We've got Funky, Dan Price, Newgarden making a return to the league after, of course, he's got a shift off working for Aston Martin F1. He's managed to get this evening off because they've just given up on the car, seemingly after Miami, and Matt clearly absolutely awful at his job and can't seemingly give them any downforce whatsoever. Not that I'm complaining, because screw Lance Stroll and Fernando Alonso's washed. Jake Warrior to P4. Jacko. Oh, what a surprise. We've caught him in exactly the same position as everyone else. But what can Jacko do on his braking for the bus stop chicane? Straighten the car up, get on the power, and it's up to the line. Jacko's going to track for a 43. It's a 43.522. Puts himself provisionally onto the front row, 0.6 slower than we see from Michel. Right, let's do a lap on board with Newgarden. He's just started a fast lap. We know Florian's on his lap as well, so we'll check in with him later on. But down the Kemble Straight, past all the fans on the hillside, in towards Les Combes, the chicane, the right, left. Now we go in down towards Bruxelles. And, well, it's had many names over the years. Rivage, one of them. Bruxelles, another. Into corner no name, which is also been called Jackie or X corner, but
or Speaker's Corner.
Yeah, or Speaker's corner. So I mean, seemingly they just would just. That always helps with anyone if they're trying to commentate.
Yeah.
If you've got 3 different variation of corner
It's
names depending on
funny
how
that
old you
no
are.
name as the most names.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, well, we can maybe we'll give it another one. As they're going to add Graveler to it apparently on the new game, which looks thoroughly disappointing of all the videos so far. But around Stavilo for Matt Rosemond, who came down to the filming day for the Jackocar Cup Series Championship 5 build-up, which took place in Bournemouth this weekend, and brought his camera with him as he runs out wide and invalidates there, and took some really solid shots there that are as Michel's got himself disqualified. Parking in a dangerous location. Now, Mr. Goris, do you want to explain what's happening right now? As that now promotes Jacko to pole. Why is Michel still on the circuit?
Is he in the pit lane?
No. No. He was... I don't know what you're doing, Michel. I mean, I don't know what you're doing most of the time anyway. But Dan Price is coming up now. Michel has been eliminated from qualifying, which now puts Florian up to P1. And now with Dan Price up to P2. So Jacko's time at the top was short-lived. It is funky. It's Florian Mayer in pole position for this one, 42.697. 679, sorry. Dan Price in P2, so we've got our all rookie front row once again, as Harry Collier will take a P3 and Jess will take P4. So I'm sure those guys will be happy. Jess, of course, leading the chase. Her nearest rival in the chase is going to be the likes of, I think we've got Thomas Nevitz being one of them, and I will go back and check the points shortly. But well, there you can see it is Funky that takes pole by a huge margin there because of Michel's disqualification. It's a 42.679. Almost 6.5 tenths faster than Dan Price and P2. Jacko, Harry are row 2. Jess and Jake are row 3. Then you got Rageman Yuri getting a top 8 on the medium tyres, 1.8 seconds back. Fozzie, KK, Shep, King and Bazza, Newgarden were your top 14. And then Rico Thomas, who joined the session late and missed his quali slot. And then I believe we've got down at the bottom of that Michel Goris, who was disqualified for driving like a Dutchman.
Wow. We don't we don't think of Michel as a Dutchman if he drives like that. Caddy Trevich, what's my strategy going to be?
Oh yes, sorry. So we're going for Plan D immediately. So can you start on medium tyres?
Yes.
Tail
lap.
We'll put in lap 3 for now. I'm expecting a safety car early though, so I'm expecting the mediums will actually be the better tyre to be on in the early stages of the race. So you're welcome.
Second stint.
You don't need to worry about that yet.
Are you gonna give it to me on the go? All right. I like that.
Can you also give yourself
No.
-2 laps of fuel?
For fuck's sake. Sure, I will give myself -2 laps of fuel. Done.
Can you also take a photo of your screen right now and send it
I will.
into the speed chat, so I know you've got -2 laps. I
will.
I genuinely think you'll be fine on -2. Sully does it all the time and it works. So.
Fair point.
But yeah, welcome to everyone joining. This is the Jackocar Kia Series first race of the round of 6. This is Belgium. I'm sure all of you have recognised from now. We've got Mexico coming up next week. And, well, what I will do is just quickly give you a taster of the Belgian national anthem.
Noble Belgique, ô mère chérie, à toi nos cœurs, à toi nos bras, à toi notre sang, ô patrie. Nous le jurons tous, tu vivras toujours grande et belle.
You need hard-working tires for a hard-earned victory. For turns 1 to 4 and handling your 9 to 5. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
For me, May is special.
Welcome, race fans around the world.
Two-time NTT IndyCar Series champion, Joseph Newgarden.
500 miles, 33 drivers, and one guaranteed place in history.
May is for the spectacle.
This is the Indianapolis 500.
May is speed, passion, and pageantry. May is tradition.
300,000 fans continuing a tradition that has stretched for more than a century.
May is epic.
Joseph Newgarden will win the Indianapolis 500. Finally!
But most of all, May is yours.
Joseph Newgarden into the crowd.
May is ours. Is it May yet?
It sure is. And that'll be coming up at the end of the month as the cars are loaded up on the grid. We're just waiting for the cars to line up. There's a lovely grid slot there from Rico. Big approve from that one. As we wait for the lights. 2, 3, 4. Pause, out and underway. And it's a good getaway from the pole sister Florian Maurer. Alongside him goes Dan Price, trying to get a road around the outside on the medium tyres. You should think that Florian on the softs should get the run there. Out onto the runoff goes Harry, and also goes, I believe that was Yuri as well. Also on, it's getting shuffled down the order. Is leading away. 1, 2, 3 as Jacko gets the run around the outside. A lovely move, a lovely launch, and Jacko on the push to pass early. Kingan out of the race.
Oh, I should not be laughing, but that I just look in the rear view mirror and I see King on his Joker crashing out and running on the first lap. That's a tough pill to swallow. Also, how did Michael get away with that? Safety car was called and he gained 2 positions.
It's probably doing what Sully did the other day in the Cup Series, where he just safety car came out and he just overtook 3 people and got away with it. But well, I think Jacko will feel slightly aggrieved there. Who's running the Belgian flag colours tonight, showing his love for Arnoud de Graaf. Of course, ERT driver. Was no favouritism whatsoever from Mr. Ricketts, but he actually got a super launch, got around the outside of Dan Price up the exit of Eau Rouge, and had the run on Florian, but the safety car came out and he had to back out of the move. So a shame there for him, but safety car comes out, and as I said. Early safety car, the guys on the mediums will be quite happy with that. In fact, the guys on the softs will be able to just look after them a little bit longer. But lap 1 of 22, and we've already lost 1 car. That was the man on his Joker, Isaac Enemir. He is the first casualty of, I can imagine, quite a few. As Scott says, there's no sound. So...
Well, so no sound on his end or on our end?
I don't know, because I've got levels. I've got levels of you. I've got levels of game. So
how does Scott know? Is he not supposed to be racing?
No, Scott's not racing. So let me just double check. That's a few. As Scott says, there's no sound. So
holy mother! What the hell happened here?
Well. Michael and
on our end?
I don't know, because I've got levels.
No, not the A, please. Fuck's sake. It was great to have you, Matt. Really like that.
So, any insight into what just happened? That's just taken out Michael and Matt under a safety car.
I was just looking at my strategy and some of the shit on my steering wheel screen, and I just looked up, and all of a sudden there were cars slowed down. I could have just about avoided them. Not sure what happened. I just saw a Michael Okeke, being on an angle on the road you don't want them to be at. But yeah,
I think that's Michael's second retirement under a safety car this season as well. I think. Interesting.
Double Okeke.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get some Jackocar on that. But safety car is still out. We've managed to lose 2 cars under it. We had only lost 1, but we're now down to 14 on lap 2. So we're in real Kia territory now. That we're actually losing cars. We've lost more cars under the safety car than we did whilst we were green.
Also, more cars lost under the safety car than we did racing laps.
Yeah. So we'll be beginning lap 3. It does look as though, I mean, all the cars are together, but the safety car may do 1 extra lap. The light is still flashing yellow unless we see it extinguish soon, and the racing stewards say that it will be coming in. No, it does look as though it's going to stay out for 1 more lap, even though all the cars are bunched together, and it's a long lap here, 7 kilometres. So another lap around for these guys on the soft tyres to nurse them around. Of course, we've got Funky from Jacko, Dan Price, Jake Warrior, Robin Border, Harry Collier, Jess, Shep, Yuri, Bazza. And then you've got Dustin, Michel, Rico and Thomas. That's a terrifying 12th, 13th and 14th there. But following the safety car and, doing absolute Kia things. Yuri, we're looking at going to Plan D. We're going to extend this stint as long as possible. We want you to lead a lap.
Extend this stint as long as possible?
Yep.
So what percentage do the tyres need to be before I stop that?
Well, we don't need to worry about that. We're going to lead a lap regardless of what happens.
Even if we go into puncture territory?
Yep.
I'm down. Let's go.
We're leading a lap. I want you to be
Sure.
feeling as though you have to whisper the car through Eau Rouge and Radion.
I already did that on lap 1, mate.
And took out Kingen.
Sure, that was my fault. He'd probably say that.
It was
Just like those many seasons ago.
it was air turbulence. It's like when a smaller plane takes off after an A380 or something.
Yes. A Cessna after the A380.
It's 'cause
That's a proper comparison.
You got wake turbulence from your massive
Yeah.
ass.
Damn, are you calling me a fat plane?
No, absolutely not. As Rico gets a 5-second time penalty for a severe collision with Michel Goris.
Oh, I would have loved to be in the party there.
Hey guys, why are you Michel, why are you braking in front of me? I can't believe it. I've just realised also that I'm gonna have to keep that quiet because that's gives something away. But I'll bring it up with Mr. Hasselager after the stream.
Someone has to drive through.
Anyway, so so lap 3 of 22, safety car is now in. So we can now see how slow that Florian Mayer is going to take this one. He's down at 80 miles an hour at the moment, so a relatively quick pace for a safety car here in Kia, as he's cruising along in second, third gear for him. Jacko's actually shifted up to third. He was running in second, trying to burn some fuel off. He's already 1.53 over on fuel, so and 2.49 over for Florian. So they have not thought about fuel saving.
Minus 1.2.
Yeah. So let's get this one restarted. We don't like standing starts. Let's do a rolling start instead. So any time from now and off and underway, it's a good restart. And Jacko's been kind of left with dust there. He could have been a little bit closer, I think, to getting on the throttle and just jumping the start. But Dan Price, Jake Warrior, Rageman Harry and Jess behind it. Looks as though everyone filtering into position. Let's go on board with Yuri as he goes down the hill, following Matt Shepard. Don't worry, you won't need to worry about it too long. He'll lose a wing any minute now as Yuri. Ooh, tasty line through that corner. As Shep's now lining up Jess in front, and Yuri gets a box seat of this. As Shep, go on, don't be a pussy. You can put it down the inside. Not that late though. Got to get the move done as he moves up and takes the position. Yuri's trying to sweep round the outside. Jess into the inside. Is he going to get on the button and throw it down the inside into Ravage? What a wuss. What a wuss. As he has got behind him Bazza, Fozzie, Michel, Rico and Thomas. Rico has dropped back 2.5 seconds from Michel on the restart. So I'm not quite sure what's happened to him. He's got Thomas all over his backside. This is a solid night in Amsterdam for Mr. Berkenkamp. But at the front of this one, Florian now leading by just under a second. He's tickling and he's just managed to get over that 1 second window to Jacko. Of course, Jacko on the medium tyres, 1.1 seconds back now. He's broken 1.3 from Dan Price, so the top three have broken away. Jake a little bit further back, and then he's got an entire train of cars leading all the way back to Yuri behind him. So just about to go on to lap 5. Will we see any early pitters from the guys on the soft tyres? I would expect to see some guys think about it, as that's a very wide lie there from Harry Collier. And this opens up the door from Yuri. Jess is on the outside, Harry's on the inside. And Yuri being very frugal on the battery there, saving it, sitting in the slipstream of Miss Ball. Behind, Fozzie and Bazza battling away. And Bazza wants to get a move done round Eau Rouge, but backs out of it. Takes a very crude line through the entry to Radion, but that's actually opened the door for Michel to get up and past him. So Michel looking for one position, now looking for two. Jess is getting passed by Yuri. She takes the inside line. Yuri takes the outside line. Yuri holds onto it, and Jess now down to P9. How's the race going for you, Mr. Hasselager?
not as good as those guys up ahead of me. It's nearly 3 wide into Brussels. It's Shep who spins into the side of Jake. Harry runs wide, trying to avoid those guys. Other than that, it's nice and calm.
As that was Shep desperately trying to lose a front wing, but I think he's managed to hold on to it for now. But he does run out wide on the exit of Puon, so that will be at least a strike. Of course, 3, and you'll get a 3-second time penalty. That is, I believe, Rico. No, it's Thomas Nevitt that's gone around at Puon, who is now beached. So Thomas just reset to track, take the 30-second penalty rather than doing this. You will get timed out. It's the time they're trying to grip up. Oh, well done. He's managed to get out of it just by purely jamming the throttle on as long as possible. He's actually managed to be stationary for a good 30 seconds there, and Rico has not managed to catch him. But DRS now enabled. First pitters is your the man in P3, and that's Dan Price. And also we see into the box Bazza and Michel making their stops as down the inside of Harry Collier goes Yuri. Shep next on the menu as Yuri's on push to pass going down the hill. Does he use a little bit going up the hill just to give himself a boost onto the straight? Once again, he cannot control that car going up the hill. Not quite sure whose setup he's using. But
the sweaty time trial, the sweaty esports setup.
They're all crap, those. I honestly, I'm so disappointed with them.
Sully made them work.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Honestly, I've not enjoyed one single setup that those things have been.
I've lowered the wings quite substantially compared to the safe setup they shared. So
it's that's got to get you past Jake, who will be pitting shortly, and I imagine Florian will be doing the same. But Yuri now sitting behind Jake, who's having a good run out. Of course, Jake sitting in the playoffs. Did say earlier he thinks he's going to get eliminated, but this is a decent haul of points. But of course, Jacko, another one of those that will be looking to take some decent results as Yuri gets out onto the gravel. Shep picks up 3 seconds. As maybe you should have whacked on a... Jesus Christ, man. Would you keep control of it? As around the outside goes Fozzie.
Rallycross is more fun.
Yeah. Maybe you need to put a little bit more wing on at that pit stop you're going to be taking.
On the front end, so that I'm even more oversteering. Yeah, no, great idea.
Well, something needs to happen because, I mean, you're playing with fire at the moment. You're driving like a Kia driver. Would you stop it? You're embarrassing Cup Series. Right. Jake in, Florian in. That promotes Jacko up to the race lead. So a man that's actually competent on the medium tyres. Shep now into P2, but he's got a 3-second time penalty. Harry sticking out there. Jess also staying out. She, of course, those two have managed to get back in front of Yuri after his various excursions across the Ardennes beaches, the quite frequent Ardennes beaches. Thomas Nevitt picks up 3 seconds. He's down in 13th position. So Jake comes down in 10th. Fozzie comes out in P12, so Jake just gets taken by Michel as they were very close on track there on exit, and Jake's going to be right in the slipstream of Michel on exit. He's got the run and he'll have DRS. He actually has to get out the throttle there because he had so much overspeed, but he gets up and past, so back up to P10 for Michel. Can we see, does the Dutchman do anything better on the next one? He's actually rubbing his front wing right into the rear diffuser of Jake, and he's going to think about a move down to the inside of Rivage and actually kind of half-asses it. Makes Jake go deep, and that's going to give Michel the run, and he actually sweeps around the outside into a no-name and gets the position back. So 2 changes of position in 4 corners. And it's now Michel Goris back up into P10 after losing that one, but does run out wide at Puon, but Jake unable to capitalise. Dan Price onto a set of hard tyres down in P8. So pit stops I'm sure will be coming in the next lap or so for Harry and for Jess. Jacko's going to stay out, leads a lap, takes a playoff point for doing so. I think he probably got the last lap as well, but of course on the mediums he'll be able to go until around. He'll be looking to go maybe to around about lap 12, 13, maybe a little bit more than that. What's the tyres looking at the moment, Yuri, on the mediums? Of course, you've been abusing yours a little bit more than some of the others.
What do you mean? My race engineer told me that gravel is a really easy way to... oh, shock.
He's done that at
Stavelo.
in between Stavelo. So it's even more interesting that he's got onto it. But that does bring out our second safety car in the first 7 laps. And if you're Florian, who's just pitted, made his one of 2, of course, everyone doing 2 mandatories, but it does bring him right back into it on new tyres. So, well, one driver that it does help to lead a lap is Yuri, who will be racing until he leads a lap and unable to make a pit stop. So, you best hope that Jacko and Shep aren't watching and decide to stick it out just to fuck with you.
Yeah, that was my thinking, because Baza is fine. He might actually make a pit stop, but then I've got Florian behind me on fresh tire, so...
Well, if Rico is now watching, and if Matt Roseman is now watching, and they're in the speed party, because I think Jacko's probably in the speed party.
No, I don't think he is. He's
Is
usually
he
with
he goes
some
with
others.
he goes with Harry now, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Interesting.
Big Paul Harry.
So, Mr. Average, if you listen to the pre-race build-up, Jacko or Radio Jack here, a great song about Harry. But yeah, if they are watching along, Jacko, just stick it out. And to be fair, Jacko needs the points, so he probably will try and play this properly. And he actually
Jacko might come out ahead of Florian.
Yeah, he takes a pit stop.
Yes.
Here. So Yuri isn't going to lead a lap because Jacko crosses the line, but he will lead under the safety car.
It's fine.
So that is a safety car stop for Jacko. Onto a set of mediums for him, as it will now be Yuri from Baza. Jacko comes out in, as you say, in front of Florian, so he actually does take the race lead. So a well-used safety car stop there from Jacko. A circuit that he often tells us that he's very good at, but I've not actually seen him do very well at. So we'll see if this actually translates into results. As safety car now out, is now picked up and is being raced by Yuri. As plan F would involve overtaking the safety car and getting disqualified.
Fuck off.
So I hope you guys are enjoying. If you're watching, do like the video if you're watching afterwards as well. And if you, to be fair, I know some of you do watch the race afterwards. Some people watch it whilst they're racing. Weirdos that do that. But if you're watching along afterwards and you don't like the video now, fuck you, because you should be liking all of the Jackocar videos that get released. It helps the channel grow. And coming into the last season, we want as many eyes on the channel as possible, because we are going to take over at the end of next season. And
about next season, you had an announcement last week about the final race.
I did.
Is that still happening?
Well, that's a good question, because I
have a suggestion.
Well, is it going to involve what's been discussed in the Cup chat?
I have no idea what's been discussed in the Cup chat, because I don't read everything these fuckers say. But we should just all keep F123 and just run the Speedway on 23.
That was one of my thoughts. It was going to be, because if you didn't hear the announcement last week, guys, is that we're flipping the first race of the season and the last race. The Championship 5 was going to be Monaco, and the first race was going to be the Speedway. We're now flipping that, so the Speedway now becomes the Championship 5 and Monaco opens up the season. However, due to potential not having the oh, Yuri, can you pit at the moment, please?
No. Fuck's sake. I didn't lead a lap while I said tires. Quick.
Hards, please.
Copy. Bastard, I didn't lead a lap.
So yeah, we were thinking about having it on F123 and keeping it as the Speedway, which was very fun last week, even though it was an absolute fucking shit show at the end of it. But it was fun to have. However,
Or cup?
Well, the cup one was fucking fantastic.
I agree. That was a great race.
Wasn't as good. It was fun to commentate on some of it. At the end of it, not so much. But
no, it just sucked that some individuals
ruined it
stole
for
our finale from us.
Yes, because that would have been with Harry doing very well and Jacko coming through. Fuck you, Liam. No, we potentially are looking at doing that. However, there are rumblings in the Cup chat about other places you could potentially hold a speedway. Now, I'm a bit of a masochist. I like to.
So you're gonna let us run over gravel in Ascari?
I just say I like to drop a little bit of napalm here and there. So
that's not gonna end well.
Let's just say all options are being kept open currently for what might be the Kia Series Championship 5, and my mind can be swayed. I mean, it's certainly not going to be a normal track. So, it will be Monaco or it will be a version of a speedway. At what track? Who knows?
Or just keep the 23 game.
Yeah, we could go back to 23. However, we could also do the speedway at Monza or Canada.
Everyone should write EA an email.
So,
can you please put France in the 24 game? We need it for this and that and the other.
Right, safety car in this lap. Baja leads the way. Will lead a lap and take a playoff point. He, of course, is in the chase, so that will help him out. Very much so. Jacko P2. He is the net race leader. Florian P3, net P2. Dan Price on the hard tyres, net P3. So, how many times do we see this? Baza leads a safety car restart. Waits and waits, gets a good run there behind. It's Jacko that's going to get caught out again on these restarts. He needs to wake up at the restarts. He takes the inside. Florian's going to have to go to the outside. Jacko can come across and block here, but he's actually going to keep the run on Baza, trying to hold the slipstream. But as we go down through Eau Rouge and up through Radion, you can see on the grip, Baza just doesn't have it at the moment. Jacko's going to take to the inside, takes two wheels onto the grass. Baza makes sure that he squeezes him hard, moves back over and double blocks. I'm not quite sure you can do that, Mr. Baldwin, but goes deep. That's going to open the door for Florian to go around the outside, and he will take P2. Behind, Dan Price is now going to eye up the inside of Barry Baldwin, going down into Rivage. He's got Shep and Michel, who goes around right into the path of a couple of cars, but that's a Jackocar NFA. The two cars just clipping each other, but drops Michel to the back. As Shep now sits behind Baza, because Baza's just been passed by Dan Price. Shep's trying to go down the inside of Baza. That's a bold move. Baza's now absolutely tumbling down through the field. He's now down in P6 after leading the safety car restart around the outs. Yeah, I know, it's not been a great restart. It's 10 laps on the medium, so they're definitely towards the end of their life. I would expect him to be coming in probably. I mean, there's no point as talk about someone being useless. It's Yuri Haslager takes a time penalty there. As down the inside of into Blanchimont goes Shep on Dan. So of course Shep on his new soft tyres. That's not much of a battle between the two. As Rageman goes around the outside of Baza. So Baza managed to get back at him, but he actually decides, into the box. I enjoyed my safety car restart. I took my my lap lead, but I will be taking a new set of tyres as he comes in. Michel stays out. He's down at the back of this one. It's let's see, where's the fight happening? It's behind Harry. We've got Rageman and Jake. Jake's got Fozzie, Jess, and Yuri for company as well. So back on our train as Florian now 0.6 of a second behind Jacko. As Jake goes slightly wide on the exit of Radion, so that's going to open the door for Dustin. Dustin's looking and looking and looking, but he's not quite close enough. Same thing for Rageman looking at Harry. As you hear Yuri shifting down through the gears. He's got Jess climbing all over his backside at the moment on her medium tyres, but looks as though he's managed to hold on to this one for now. And just going to double check, because of course we know that the stages are lap 8 and lap 16. So lap 16 will be the next pit window for Jacko, for Florian, for Shep. So Shep's got to hold on to these tyres for quite a while before he can make a next valid second stop. So we know that they only typically, you saw everyone sort of jumping off them. Shep, inside the white lines, please, as Fozzie and Jake do trade positions. We know that the softs do tend to fall away after around about 5 laps or so. So Shep's going to actually have to hold on to these for another 4 laps. So he would have to have done 7, as Jake is now right on the back of Dustin as they go up towards the bus stop chicane. Bazza gets 3 seconds as Jake backs out of sending it down the inside into the bus stop. Perhaps thinking that he'd rather make the move going down the Kemmel Straight. But of course, if you do that, Fozzie's going to have DRS on Rageman in front, because these guys all caught in a DRS train. Yuri, from your point of view, DRS train, how does it feel?
Amazing. You know, just the fact that you can't really gain a lot of time on the car ahead of you, but you do gain on the car, time on the car who doesn't have DRS is amazing.
Well, let's see if you can get anything done here, because you've got a good run on Jake. On push to pass. Jake's got the rear wing open, but down the inside, it's going to have to be late on the brakes. Jake covers him off. Nice late braking there from the man that once refused to move over to medium traction because it was too hard, and now he's making it look easy. So Jake in P8, as Florian is now is fighting with Shep for P2. So Shep's now caught right up to the lead duo on these soft tyres, but he's got to look after him. Florian getting on the inside curb there at Pouon, and that kind of spat him out to the runoff area. You won't be able to do that on the new game because they've put a heap of gravel out there. But you can see Shep's tyres already just washing him out wide every single corner, just oversteer, understeers. He wants to get on the throttle but has to lift and coast. He's running out wide on the exit of Stavlo every single time. And that will cost you at the end of the race if you're picking up 3-second time penalties. But 60% battery for Mr. Shepherd, who's managed to go through 13 laps without losing his front wing. We are coming up to other cars though, so I'm not holding my breath. Will he think about a move? Nope. Florian closes up to Jacko. Shep's still on the back of the two of them. This should be tasty going down the Kemmel Straight, because Jacko gets all out of shape through the exit of the bus stop chicane, and that's opened the door up for Florian to think about a move, but thinks better of it. Backs out, down through La Source, sending us down the hill towards Eau Rouge. Florian will be thinking this is the lap that he needs to get past Jacko, retake the lead. Of course, Jacko got him under the safety car. Took a safety car stop. Baz fastest lap of the race, 46 flat. Jacko on, and he's decided to ride the dragon, weaving side to side, but he's lost 1, he's lost 2. Down the inside goes Shep. Down the inside of Shep. That was never going to happen. Matthew takes out Jacko. There is now a car right in the middle of Les Combes, and he's just been missed by everyone else. That was, I think, a little bit over-ambitious from Shep. Just got down the inside of Jacko, threw it kind of half-assed down the inside of Florian. And he's lost Jacko a front wing. So Mr. Ricketts, I'm sure, will be choosing some choice language in whatever party he's deciding to share, because I think he is missing. Yes, he is missing a front right end plate. So. That will effectively hand currently the race to Florian, who will break away now, because without any damage, you can already see 2 seconds is the advantage. So Jacko now already being caught by Harry in P3, Dan P4, and then you've got that battle all the way down to Jess, who's now been overtaken by Jake. As Jake's gone down behind Yuri. So Yuri up to P7, now got Fozzie as the next target.
Yeah, that was really interesting there. It's a good thing Shep moved out of the way, because I think Fozzie would have absolutely killed him.
It was very close. It was, yeah, very, very close. I think Shep may take a penalty for that one. That wasn't an NFA. That was definitely throwing it down the inside in a half-arse move, clipping the rear end. It wasn't even like he could argue that he was side by side. So a naughty if you're Matthew Shepard. Yuri, who's actually managed to keep the car pointing in the right direction, going up the hill for the first time. This is going to be a double overtake. Lovely. This is all going to go wrong, inevitably. Has to brake late. Who's going to brake latest? Neither one. Sends it down the inside. Oh, that's a big one. It's the big one! It brings out a safety car. That saves you.
That was interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Space is nice, you know.
Yeah,
Space is nice.
it didn't give you too much space, but it is an NFA. You were
I know.
side by side, and
I know. I'm just gonna.
What it is?
I'm just gonna practice some German and then throw some strong words his direction.
It's just shit contact physics that they've never fixed. That's all it is.
Yeah, it is.
So, don't worry.
You know what's also fun? That I now have a 4-second delta because I was stationary in the gravel for a bit. Michel, who's ahead of me, has probably 0 delta. Anyway, so right, I've lost my wing. What are we doing?
You are pitting.
Okay.
Can you pit for some soft tyres, please?
Sure.
So Florian stays out. Jacko stays out. So he hasn't got a safety car stop, of course.
I'm not sure whether you want to know. The tyres that I've got available are new hards, new softs, and used mediums.
Oh, don't worry. You'll use them. Actually, yeah, you're coming in, aren't you? So I was going to say next stage is next lap, isn't it? So I probably should have made you stay out a lap, but
yeah, you should have, but whatever.
That's fine.
Here we are.
We'll do a double stop. We took a safety car stops, didn't we? So we can't take a safety. Yes, okay. So I'm not used to Kia having safety car stops. So,
or tracking them, you mean?
Yeah, exactly. So that's fine.
What? I selected. That's interesting.
Right. So we are checking. You are on the wrong tire. Oh my God! No wonder people are crashing under safety cars. Is that how they leave the pit exit, lighting the rear tires up?
Gotta get some temperature in them, right?
Right. So your plan now is to pit lap 20. I think we're going to go. Because there won't be a safety car after that. So
okay.
And I don't want your softs to die just yet.
I don't have any softs.
I thought you said you had fresh softs.
I do have them available, yeah.
Okay. So
I thought you meant like the set I was on right now.
No. You'll have fresh softs at the end. So you. I just want to hopefully make things interesting, but not quite sure what you're going to do from 13th with a penalty. But but it is Florian from Jacko, from Harry, from Dan, from Dustin. They are all in net 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are all in need of doing another stop. However, Jacko does have damage to his front wing, so Florian should absolutely run away with this. Harry needs to get past immediately. I'm
just wondering here, because this safety car will probably come in the next lap. You're not allowed to follow the safety car in, because it will be a non-mandatory then. Everybody who still has their safety car pit stop available is fuming right now.
Yeah.
Or someone needs to pit now and keep a gap open. # race fixing.
Well, it's not Florian, it's not Jacko, it's not Harry, it's not Dan, it's not Fozzie, it's not Rageman, it's not Jess, it's not Shep, it's not Michel, Thomas, Bazza, Jake, or Yuri. As we flick down through the entire grid.
So that means that no one of the guys who saved their safety car pit stop will use them.
So unless we get a safety car on the restart lap that brings us to lap 20, I think that would be the only other time that they'd be able to use a safety car stop. So that is, who would like a safety car stop right now?
I think Florian and
Florian and Dan, yeah,
were the guys who pitted before the safety car.
Yeah, they would.
Those are the ones I know of, at least.
So, just looking at what's happening throughout the race in the chat, everything is all good. So we're racing to a party of 0 at the moment. We've only got 4 people watching. One of them's me. So no one likes Spa, evidently.
Oh, fuck off.
I'm just saying.
Fuck off.
We had 171 views on the Speedway. Come to Spa. Fuck all people want to watch it. There's a
Yeah, but
reason
that's because
for
it's
that.
the Speedway.
Well, I'm just saying.
Speedway always does good. Always does well.
So
just look at those views here, man. Amazing.
yeah, look at all those.
Hashtag better than Brands Hatch.
Look at the. I mean, this is a man that's never been to Brands Hatch. Walked through the beautiful forest on the GP circuit. Been to the rally course that goes around the outside of it. Seen trucks go around the Indy circuit.
There was a crash in Brands Hatch. You tweeted about it. What happened?
Which one was that? Oh yes, the in the
Where you
correct.
said that it was a massive crash and you were happy that both or all of them walked away.
Yeah, in the it was the British Touring Cars this week in the Carrera Cup. They went around Druids, which is the hairpin at the top of the hill, and it was.
I do know what that corner is.
It was just honestly, someone might have just like blew in the ear of the driver, and his car went over. I don't know how it went over, but he barreled it about 3 times, coming down the hill. So yeah, not quite sure how it was so dramatic because it felt like he was barely touched. But yeah, that unfortunately ruined a Carrera driver's car for the rest of the weekend. I think it was race 2. So. No third race for them. But getting us restarted, about to start lap 18, is Florian. Of course, no one can follow the safety car in. We've seen people try, and they do fail. And one of them is Florian, who follows the safety car in. And so does Dustin. So Team Germany have all just got themselves disqualified. Yep, all 3 of them.
Nice.
So Jacko let the safety car restart. Sorry, I was just pausing there because I couldn't believe the stupidity of what was just happening. So Harry Collier now in P2. Now this means that Harry just needs to get past Jacko. Jacko's got a time penalty, got a missing a front wing, but it's Dan Price actually looking as though he's the one that's going to shape up Harry going down into Lake Com. Takes a look at the inside, but doesn't have the overspeed. Harry, 10-lap-old mediums, does need to nurse these a little bit here. Don't want to push too hard. These guys will be coming in this lap for a set of softs. No doubt they will be coming in. As Florian, Fozzie and Rageman all pitted. Softs, mediums and softs for them, but that was all following the safety car in, so it's not a mandatory stop. Now, we've got a lovely little 3-way battle for the lead here between Jacko, Harry, and Jacko's going to get so much understeer going around Pouon with that lack of downforce. So Harry moves across to block from Dan in the same process, trying to go on the attack from Jacko. Shep's not that far behind, but of course he's got a couple of time penalty to his name. As Harry kind of needs to get past now, because of course you don't know who your teammate is. Some of these guys probably didn't check in qualifying. Harry needs to get on the button and hack Jacko. Jacko's also on push to pass, so he's trying to defend. Behind Dan Price is a little bit further back on his hard tyres. He's done very well to stay with these guys, but they will be coming in this lap. I'm almost certain of it to make use of the soft tyres. Do we see Jacko in? Yes, we do. Harry comes in with him. Dan Price comes in. Michel stays out. He wants to try and lead a lap. Does he do so? Yes, he does. So Michel leads a lap. Yuri stays out. Yuri will be pitting at the end of this lap.
Next lap, 20 you said.
Sorry, yeah, end of next lap. So Harry in, soft tyres on. Dan in, soft tyres on, soft tyres across the board. So we do see Florian, Fozzie and Rageman cycle to the front. However, don't be mistaken, that's currently 3rd, 4th and 5th will be getting disqualified for following the safety car in and not doing a proper mandatory stop. So at the moment, your net race leader is Jacko, Dan Price in P2, and Dan Price has actually managed to jump Harry Collier. Oh my word, Harry, what on earth was that? He's getting past him, but swaps to the outside, and Harry back down and getting the position. The really unfortunate thing for Harry here is that he's on course for P2, which would be his best result. But, of course, he was eliminated last week. So if he does win the race, he just gets to add his name to the honour roll of race winners in Jackocar. But it will not advance him, even though he potentially would have more points than the guys in front of him. So that is a shame, and it shows just how selfish it was for Liam to drive like a dickhead. So Harry is now still on the back of Jacko. Of course, Jacko will have had... no, he didn't have his front wing fixed. So he didn't select to have his front wing changed. So Jacko is still out there missing that front left end plate. So still going to be struggling with tyre grip. Michel has been passed by Yuri and he's now into the box. Yuri sticks it out. He will lead a lap. And DRS is now enabled. So we've got Florian, Rageman and Fozzie. Jacko is now only 1.9 seconds off the back of them. Florian does the fastest lap. Harry now 0.6 back off Jacko. Will have DRS. Michel's coming out of the box. He's probably going to cycle into around about P8 now, just behind these guys. And which will turn into P4, given the disqualifications that will be coming the way of the Team Germany in 2nd, 3rd and 4th. So Harry now right on the back of Jacko. This is the best option he's got from him. DRS available. He's decided against push to pass, and he kind of wants to eye this up at the right opportunity. Don't make any rash decisions, because you can still win this race, Harry. These guys will potentially be in the same party, so Jacko knows that a win will take him through and advance into the next round. Harry, who's out, wants to win his first race. So is Harry now just going to play the little bitch role and let Jacko win this race, or if he going to be a little bit more ruthless and go on the offensive, because he's got a full wing, Jacko doesn't. Harry could be making some moves here, but seemingly he's just defending from Dan Price, who of course is already in the above the cutoff line, will be advancing on points given a good result at the end of this one. Yes, Mr. Hassler.
Where are we going? Softs, yeah?
Yes, please.
Copy.
So, Yuri in, boxing from the lead. That will promote Florian into a race leading position. He will get a lap led, but it will be, at the moment, disqualified at the end of this one. Does he lead the lap? No, Yuri actually leads the lap. So, Yuri gets that one. Will be coming out probably around, not too far off the battle between Michel and who's not actually off the back of these guys by too much now. Yuri's going to come out maybe a second or so behind them. So if you get a swivel on Yuri, you've got the best tyres, and you're currently net P4, P5, sorry. And well, you got the 3-second time penalty, as Thomas never picks up one whilst I speak. So here's the battle of Dan Price now going down the inside of Harry. So Harry, who was the aggressor, is now being defensive, and unfortunately it's not worked. So Dan Price has looked after those tyres. He now goes on the offensive. Jacko is kind of left unprotected now from Dan Price wanting to win another race this season. And there is very aggressive Michel Gorish trying to get past Harry Collier, who is doing his best to hold him back. Michel, once again, trying to go back on the offensive. He's taking the sports car route around the outside of Puab. Joins right back in front of Yuri. Yuri, you're welcome to pitch him out of the way for driving like an idiot like that. But is gonna actually cost Yuri time there by taking the outside line, taking the inside line. On the button goes Mr. Hasselager. Michel is on the button as well. 30% for Michel, who's taking to the grass for no reason. He's going to throw it down the inside of Harry. Harry, don't open the door. Door is opened. Michel gives him a kiss. And he's going to try and get the switch back. As we go on to the last lap of the race, it's Florian from Rageman from Fozzy. They've all got disqualification coming their way. Jacko's lost the lead to Dan Price, so Jacko will not be advancing. He will lose the win and you're in advance ability. Harry has got Michel and Yuri that are now trying to take his podium away from him. So here's Harry, who of course was on pole position in Singapore, ended up finishing 4th. Is he going to lose 2 positions in one straight? I think he is. Yuri's down the inside of 1. Is he bold enough to go down the inside of Michel? This has got tears written all over it, as Michel gives him the space by going offline. Yuri down the inside. And
no, Mikey, no, that's so not right. He has to give me the position.
As he goes down the inside again, down into Ravage. Michel's going way too deep there, and that's going to give Yuri the position. And now Yuri up into P3.
Jacko, by the way, back in net P1.
Yes, he is. Sorry, I missed that whilst I was watching that battle. Was Dan may have made a mistake, but I think this is all going to be the run up to through Blanchimont now. So we'll stick with these guys. Right, last lap. So if you're Dan Price, you can give him a bump. He gave him too hard of a bump there. He bumped him so hard he spun himself. Dan Price goes around. That opens the door for Jacko to win and get himself into the next round. And that means potentially into the Championship 5. So that is a huge, huge moment there. Yuri can steal this from Jacko on track. Of course, the penalties will come back and hurt him. But as we've got the top 3 crossing the line, they will be disqualified. This is the lead race here. It's going to be Jacko that will be a winner here in Kia. Penalties will come into play. It's Jacko from Harry from Yuri is your podium. Jess P4, Michel P5, Dan Price, that spin at the end just drove into the back of Jacko just a little bit. I think was thinking about the a little bit of a pit manoeuvre there into the final corner. Of course, you can do it with the last lap, but well, a little bit too hard and put himself around rather than Jacko. So that's the race done. We're going to have some penalties given out post-race. There will be disqualifications. This man that is levitating is going to find himself crashing back down to earth very, very shortly, because Team Germany, that's the guys that finished in P1, P2 and P4 on circuit, I think it was, they will all be taking a disqualification for following the safety car in. Now, as it's Jacko celebrating. He is in. He is qualified for the next round, and next round takes him into the Championship 5, doesn't it? So that is Jacko into the C5, joining potentially Sully and Dan Price. Of course, those two not assured of going in, but it does mean Jacko into the Championship 5, one of our first of 5 people. Jess, with that result as well, I think all but secures herself as the winner of the chase. So she will need, or basically a must-win from everyone else in the chase, the likes of Bazza, the likes of Thomas Nevitt of Rico. So Jess basically assured herself a position in, but it is Jacko that will take that victory.
That was some interesting. Oh, you got a feel for them, but then also you don't feel for them, because that is just plain stupid. That is just stupid in like super stupid. They're stupid, and then there is like this. Like even Charles Leclerc at Baku wasn't this stupid.
So, as Dustin says F in the chat, yes, I believe that is a Scheiße moment for Team Germany. Who
see that makes it right, Dustin. See, that was karma.
So
don't need to say anything anymore.
Yeah, that is Jacko into the Championship 5. So he will somehow shithouse his way in. Managed to do it on the last lap as Dan Price falling down the order, and that might actually have cost him some really decent points. There are some guys that can catch him, but of course with the likes of Sully not being here, Sully will also be relatively happy that we have got Jacko into the C5 and Dan Price was dropping points as well. Harry, P2, best result for him in his Kia Series career. However, of course, eliminated last week. He could have taken the race win away from Jacko. I
don't think he knew about the situation with penalties and disqualifications.
I would have. Yeah.
Otherwise, he would have had it, right?
Yeah, I think so. To be fair, I think he was under a little bit more threat at the end compared to Jacko. Jacko seemingly had a bit more pace. Harry kind of burned his battery on the restart and then couldn't attack Jacko. So, yeah, once again, Kia throwing up an interesting race where they just don't read the rules. But it does mean that Jacko's into the C5. So the man that his name's above the door into his second Championship 5. Of course, we was in last season's, finished third in Belgium, behind Wace and behind Danny Quinn. But, well, he is the first one that has secured their place in the Championship 5. Jess looks as though she may be taking the chase win. And, well, Yuri, as a driver comms, how did you find the race? I think my strategy got you up with, if you didn't have that penalty, you would have been up there with potential to win that race.
If I didn't have that penalty, I would have sent Jacko into the main grandstand.
Exactly.
On the final lap.
So, if anything, you're welcome, because I gave you the perfect strategy.
Strategic masterclass, I have to say.
And everyone thought I was going to give him 3 stints on the hards and a last lap stop.
I honestly thought you were going to put me on a medium hard strategy.
There was a good chance that was going to happen.
Yeah, I figured.
But yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. We will be back next week for Mexico. So one final race before the Championship 5. So 2 more races left to go this season before C5, before Kia finishes for the season, season 7, and. Well, let's just say you want to tune in to the Cup Series build-up to find out what will be happening in Season 8, the final season in the Kia Series.
I can confirm the build-up for the Cup Series C5 is going to be mega. I've seen some shots. I haven't seen a lot of that, but I've seen some shots over the weekend, and I am pumped. I can't wait.
It is a very good one. It is a very, very good one.
I've seen some messages about Jacko, about the amount of skits and fun bits, and I'm excited.
Yeah, so make sure you do tune in for that. That will be coming in a couple of weeks on Thursday evenings. Of course, we've still got a couple more races left to go in the Cup Series. Join us on Thursday when Owen and Jacko will be in the box for Cup. Watch the actual proper drivers race. But for this week, thank you very much, Yuri, driver comms, and getting a podium out of it. And,
nope, 4th.
Was it 4th at the end? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm shit.
Should have got a podium, but decided to ignore track limits.
Yikes.
Congratulations to Jacko, first one into the C5. My name's Gareth. I've been joined by Yuri Hasselager. Join us on Thursday for the Cup Series. If not, like, share, subscribe, do all the good stuff you do on socials. Go to @Jackocar on Twitter for the main account, @Jackocar2 for Kia Series. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. And we will see you next Tuesday. Good night.
Yeah, good night. Or not. I don't care.
We hate watching these races, but we can't deny the thrill it embraces. Thanks to y'all for tuning in every week. Next time for more Kia Series, we'll peak. The engines roar, the tires screech, but deep down, this ain't our beach. We'd rather be chilling on